this is causing some problems for some of the comps, and maybe that's why we're seeing in Game and Rhythm a very inflexible drafting coming out. Maybe they just like it and think we've won with it before. We're just going to keep them going. If we're seeing this. This will be an indicator of which direction they're going to do and whether they're going to shake things up with their draft or just stick to their guns.
Definitely. So, by the way, guys, bets are up and ready. Feel free to, I don't know, maybe feed me again. I wouldn't mind.
How did somebody bet, by the way? How did they do it in chat?
What do you mean? How much was it the split on last game?
No. How would somebody, if they first time to this channel, how would they like?
Oh, okay. So, guys, if you want to bet, first of all, if you're first time, you probably can't because you won't have enough points. But if you want to know how many points you do have, exclamation mark points will tell you how many points you have, and then you can use them to bet on team by typing exclamation mark bet, either A or B, depending on the team you want. As you can see in the small overlay we have here, Team A in our case is Gaming in the Rhythm, Team B is Donar Fedoras. So what you type is exclamation mark bet A or B, and then how many you want to bet, how many points, 2, 5, 50, 100, 1,000, whatever. You're gonna see people type it in chat, so you can figure it out. Quite simple, really.
Excellent. Thanks for that explanation. We had a few people asking, and I was like, you know what? I don't know how to.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So what is this? A variant ban?
Ooh. I don't.
Shaking things up. Shaking things up. Then.
Yeah, finally.
They're gonna take a hacker. Probably. Maybe. No Tass.
Tassadar. Okay, this makes more sense because we've seen in Lord of the Pings versus Fat 5 a scenario where Fat 5 went with first pick Tassadar, and the response from Lord of the Pings was Varian Vala, and it was an amazing. And it was an amazing drafting skill there, potential, to get the Varian and the Vala to deny the synergy with Tas, and then Varian to deny the synergy with pretty much any other hyper carry that you'll want to team with Tassadar. So fantastic. So by actually banning Varian and securing Tassadar, you're denying the potential to close any of the hyper carries. So even if they do pick Vala, like they did right now, you still have the potential to go with Tracer or with Illidan on the side of Gaming in the Rhythm, and no real way to punish either of those for Donar Fedoras. So I like this choice.
HGC as well, Varian as a response to Tass, and Shieldbreaker is obscenely powerful against him.
Yeah, but you're not taking a Varian for the Shieldbreaker necessarily. You're taking Varian to counter the hyper carries that you go with Tassadar, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah,
but it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt.
Of course, it doesn't hurt.
Extra, like just one of the many things that Varian can bring, and he's such a flexible
Of course.
That's a really good way to ban him out.
For sure.
Tychus. So they haven't completely shook things up. They've sticking to their Tychus as DPS. They got Malfurion, which I think is a nice deny because we've seen some really nice silences coming out on the DOF side.
Definitely, fantastic Twilight Dreams.
What would who would I want to ban? I'd probably want to ban a front line. Sonya. I feel like that's not a bad ban, actually. I feel like she can get so much value out of the Tass shielding, and she's...
Oh, but they went for the Sonya ban. The Haka here on the Gaming in the Rhythm. But anyway, it brings me back to the point. Who do you pick as the hyper carry for Tassadar? Tychus is just not enough, I feel like. They still have room for Illidan.
Lunara? They could go maybe Lunara, but she's got quite a slow damage output, so maybe Zul'jin.
Zul'jin, not the worst choice ever. We haven't actually seen Zul'jin in this tournament, at least not from the matches that were cast. So
I'd like to see an ETC pick up here.
For sure. I think I agree with this.
And who would I like to see on here? Monk? Maybe Monk.
Rhaegar, I think, has more synergy with Vala and Zarya. You have the potential to go with Bloodlust, so we haven't actually seen Bloodlust, or have we? I don't think we have seen, or...
I don't know.
No. I think there was one Bloodlust in the tournament.
Ooh,
so far. Oh, Ragnar's Midden. Ooh.
I mean...
ETC Illidan?
I have to trust the DOF, know what they're doing, but... really was so good on that ETC. It's like, why wouldn't you take him? He's got Global for Sky Temple, which is pretty strong. it mean she can pick up a temple and not be worried about invade or like counter invade? And if you're taking 2 temples at the same time,
I guess they're just too afraid of ETC going versus the Tychus as the solo frontliner. I mean, ETC is a tank, but let's be real for a second. He's a pretty squishy tank.
But with Zarya shields,
I don't know. I think even with the shield, I imagine this is I imagine this is their reasoning. So taking a Muradin versus the Tychus is a much more reasonable response. You can Stormbolt him, and then you get the Thunderclap to get to slow on the attack speed, so you have more survivabilities. And then, of course, at level 20, hardened shields.
It could be a response to them expecting to pick up another DPS and wanting to, like you say, slow attack speed. So they're not such a monster. Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Real ETC. It's going to be really hard for them to kill Tychus, but there's a lot of pressure on Tychus to deliver the damage because, I mean, Tyrael can be built a bit like a bruiser, but still, like, and I mean, I guess Tass does bring a lot of damage if they go, it's not Oracle, is it? Called the damaging one. Can't remember. God. Twitch chat, help me out here, folks. My mind's gone blank. So what are we wanting to see for this last pickup?
Not quite sure here. I mean,
you healer, right? So
I mean, yeah, but I think Rhaegar.
They may take an Oriole, but I don't think Bella's going to get. I wouldn't like to see it.
I mean,
I'd like
they
to see...
could, but then you don't have a cleanse.
I like it.
Ooh,
I like
okay.
It
I mean, you know what? I like it too. You're right.
It gives them the option of either Stim Drone on Valor, which is pretty strong, or Medivac for really good map rotations, which gives the whole team effectively a global, which can be really strong. Zarya gives them...
By the way, the bets now are 2k pointing bets in favor of Donna Fedora versus 1.6k in favor of Gaming in the Rhythm. So people seems like they don't want to give here. They don't want to feed me, sadly. But this means I just won't bet on anything because it's pretty equal and there's nothing for me to feast upon. But seriously, game number 2 completely changed the way people view Donna Fedoras, obviously, since like it's a lot closer now. Actually, it's in favor of Donna Fedora. So, wow.
So, floating above the vast desert sands of Luxuria, the Sky Temple serves as a center of worship for the snake god Ka. Did people know that? That's a little bit of lore facts for you.
Right. Alright, let's move on here for the in-game here. And game number 3 between Donna Fedoras and Gaming in the Rhythm is about to start. And let's start with introducing our players. Oh, by the way, before I... Okay, I can do this. No, before I forget. Production value, guys. I finally remember to do the caster's intro thingy. Alright, cool. Anyway, on the right side of the map here, we have Donna Fedoras with Bread Bucket on Morales, Alchemy on Vala, Mist on Muradin, Epic Sword on Ragnaros, and Ruini on Zarya.
And on the blue side, gaining the rhythm, we have Bjorn on Tyrael, Haft on Tass, Galgetta on the Mouth, Tkazi on Tychus, and Doombane on the ETC.
Right, by the way, I think we kind of whiffed up the size. I think I said on the left side Donna Fedoras, which is wrong. It's on the right side Donna Fedoras. They are in the red, and Gaming in the Rhythm are in the blue. So guys, forgive me about this. By the way, I think I need to score. Oh, I did update the scores. It's 1-1. So good job by me. Alright.
And of course, Tass's 10 choices are Forceful and Archon. It was Archon, not Oracle.
Oh.
Thanks Twitch chat. Thanks for helping me out there. My mind just went blank and it was like, what is it? What is it called? I know it's big, I know it's a lot of damage, but let's look at these rotations. It looks like a strong 3-man up top. Morales, Zarya, Vala.
This will favor eventually Donna Fedoras, since Morales early game is so strong against the damage that you can possibly put out.
And look
So
how fed
yeah.
Zarya is with energy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ruini,
just...
Ruini, he's a main Zarya, so I expect Twitch chat to have 100 eyes on him, because if he fails, Twitch chat, it's your job to point it out.
My magic flows through the
It's your job, guys, to
Leaving,
point out Zarya failing. So
Yeah, we want to see Zarya feed memes going in the chat if she fails.
yeah, of course.
Epoxer is a strong solo laner in the form of Ragnaros. It's really pushing down and putting pressure on. But Bjorn, Tyrion's rotated to challenge him. We have just deciding to trade out temples. ETC's trying to discourage Valor from putting some extra poke on the top towers. Meanwhile, Tychus is pushing mid-wave.
Yeah, and you know, as you mentioned, at the bottom lane we have Ragnaros versus Tyrael, which is not a favorable matchup for the Tyrael player, so he is gonna have a hard time, or will have a hard time, is what I was about to say. And slowly but surely, we can see at the bottom lane, the tower is being drained from ammunition.
So instead of rotating to like maybe get a pick off on the Ragnaros, they've decided to get the Siege Giants to help like counter that pressure he's putting on bot, which I don't think is a bad call necessarily. ETC is trapped up top, trying to defend against this push by Morales and Valor. And of course, Zarya.
Will not have much of a
Morden-
success in it.
Mordin's doing quite an admirable job of like holding mid, which is nice to see.
Yeah, but top is getting a lot of pressure down onto it. They will lose the top fort there. However, as a response here, Gaming in the Rhythm, I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on the bottom lane, and I like this, especially if you can snipe the healing fountain at the bottom lane. If you can do that, you can almost certainly secure the next shrine that's going to spawn, or in the next temple rather, that's going to spawn in the bottom lane there. And there we go. Immediate emphasis here on focus firing the healing fountain and backing off here. And this is going to be a very problematic situation here for Donar Fedoras come the temple phase.
Although, if there is a healer that can like give a lot of sustain to fight, it's Morales. So
that's their only saving grace. Yeah.
No, if they go in hard enough and force them out, then it may not be such a huge problem for Donar Fedoras. So and Molten Core, of course, can give huge poker value.
Definitely. But again, losing the healing fountain is a big deal. But they have the tools to manage it for now. By the way, Gaming in the Rhythm at the top, already securing their bruiser camp, which is at good timing. You usually want to get it down around the 4 minutes mark, and as we can see, it's almost done. The 4-minute 20. Oh, nice job by Donar Fedora. Strong push at the bottom lane, gonna secure the healing fountain as well there. So no healing fountain, and this should actually give an edge here for Donar Fedoras, because as you mentioned, Morales, Molten Core, very annoying things to try and break through.
Although Epoxers is not positioned to Molten Core up, so they do have a chance to like really isolate him, which they are threatening to do with ETC and Mouth Collapse on him. But Morales healing.
Yeah, the Morales, so much value here, but Tyrael is dropping low there. Can they secure the kill? Nope. Tyrael with Alduin's Might will be able to escape, but Tychus on the other hand will die and will be the first blood of the game here, which will secure the temple here in favor of Donar Fedoras.
Absolutely. They just, I just feel like they don't have the damage. I think I was concerned about with that solo Tychus pick up.
Yeah.
Morales is just like, oh,
and this is why.
Let me just put some blasters on. But
yeah, this is why I think you mentioned that Morales was actually a good pick here, because they're relying almost solely on Tychus as their damage source. And you know what? Morales really excels at healing a single target. So if you have Tychus focusing fire on one target, especially when he goes in the rhythm, so he didn't even go for the bigger they are, so they don't have the burst. This kind of sustained damage.
He's going to mount up and get prepared to like hop out if he needs to. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Tychus! Tychus being called out by Zarya. He's not.
Yeah, but there's no follow-up there. Not enough people there to actually get a kill or anything there. And it seems like actually a little bit of the shots here went in, for Gaming in the Rhythm. And by the way, both teams are very, very equal on XP, hitting level 10 almost instantaneously at the same time. And we do have here Archon for Tassadar, Twilight Dream for Malfurion, Laser again for Tychus identification for Tyrell and Mosh Pit for ETC, and we have here an engagement here. Oh, and Zarya will be taking out Ruini with the first feed here for Donna Fedora.
So now the heroics come into play. We find Gaming Rhythm actually does have a lot of burst from the Silence, the Archon. That can do a lot of damage.
Yep. Now is the point in time where it's getting a little bit trickier for Morales to heal up the damage. This is why usually want to get Morales in maps or team composition where early game really matters. So maps like Braxis, if you have a Sylvanas and Morales, you have a lot of sustain early on and the potential to snowball very quickly. But here now it seems like Gaming in the Rhythm managed to survive, and of course this is Sky Temple, so very hard to snowball it, if at all. You know, are slowly but surely edging towards the middle and late game here, and Morales kinda gonna fall off the scaling. So
both teams have reasonable boss control as well, so it'd be interesting to see if they do decide to opt to try and get the boss and how that plays out. Of course, you've got Expulsion Zone, but we'll have Holy Ground from Tyrael later on. Knight's doing a little bit of work at top, forcing Half to defend it, meaning that they have numbers advantage in mid, and they're pushing hard and taking full advantage of that. Zarya is full energy and putting damage and pressure onto ETC. Half misses his roots. ETC looking for a mosh pit.
Oh, fantastic mosh pit! 4 men together with the certification there. And the Twilight Dream, complete annihilation there on the side of Donna Fedora. Muradin will be able to just barely survive there, but Vala, a little bit greedy there, but wasn't able to secure any of those kills. But instead, Ragnaros was taken down, so 3-0 in favor of Gaming in the Rhythm. What a mosh pit! Absolutely fantastic.
So well done. Exactly what they needed to do as well.
Yeah, the certification was probably a bit of an overkill, but Mosh Pit, Twilight Dream, Archon. I mean, Archon wasn't used, but you know, those two enough were able to secure so much damage and eventually 3 kills here, and together with the boss. Fantastic.
And now they just have to pick up some temples.
Yeah. Boss gonna be pushing the bottom lane. They have kind of to defend that, and that means double temple here for Gaming in the Rhythm.
ETC was like, do I want to go down and help them? No, I'll just take this mid wave. He was like very indecisive, Cal, there. This is exactly what you want to do. You want to have a strong presence on bot, because once they clear the boss, that's probably the easiest tempo to rotate and invade.
But they need to be careful. They need to be careful. They just use a lot of heroics, plus there are 4 men at the bottom lane, and they are giving it up. Fantastic. Took already more than half of the shots. Not risking it. There's absolutely no reason to contest it. And Tyrael at the top, getting all the shots from the temple there. Fantastic.
You can see by the 2-level lead that Game and Rhythm really has control of this half of the game. Wrestled it back from the early game of Morales, and now they're in the driving seat. So it's going to be really on DOF to try and win and engage, get a pickup, or wrestle back that tempo.
Oh, for sure. By the way, DOF about to hit level 13, which would put them at evil talents, but nope, Gaming in the Rhythm are looking to be aggressive just before level 13 hits. ETC just walking up to him aggressively, trying to get the power slider. Can he isolate Ragnaros? He can! And the face melt and the cleanse completely whiffed there, not doing anything at all, but I don't think they have enough follow-up. Nope. Nice attempt though. Fantastic decision by Gaming in the Rhythm. They realize they don't have level 13 on the side of Donna Fedoras. Oh, and the mosh pit under the Ragnaros. Oh, and the certification will prevent the stun on him. Fantastic wombo combo there by ETC, and Tyrael will secure the kill on the Zarya, and the Muradin will just barely survive with the Morales there. Ragnaros is in an awkward position, I think. Nope, he will be able to escape there, but all of this only for 1 kill, and I don't think they can. Oh, Muradin dwarfed those masks, and he will be taken down there. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry for yelling.
That was a really nice Sanct mosh pit play.
Fantastic. Wow. The mosh pit into the certification, they're preventing the Ragnaros AoE stun. Krieg has a moment for sure. Wow, fantastic.
I did I did talk about like why I liked ETC on this map, but I also should have said that it's a great denial because ETC is one of those heroes. You land a good mosh pit, and you can come back or push yourself so far ahead. So
For sure.
I don't know. I think I would have liked the ETC instead of the Moradin pickup, and I think that choice is coming back to bite them.
I'm sorry, I think I lost all my voice after this.
No worries. We're going to see Shrine Up gaining in the Rhythm have a really nice chance to set up for this. And DOF may not even contest. In fact, it's going to be really hard for them to. So what I'd like to see Gaining Rhythm push up and threaten their keep and then pull back. Because they can see where they are on the map. And free siege just makes that temple hit a lot
Are they trying to
harder.
race? Donna Fedora are pushing very aggressive at the top lane there. And they are.
They've got Medivac. So
Nope. Vala is hearthing back or not?
no, they're not.
There's
In
no
which
way they
case,
can
I'd
race.
like to see
They're not winning
Gaining
this
Rhythm
race.
just push the core.
Of course they will push the core. Of course they're gonna force a Hearthstone, and there we go. Vala Hearthstoning, Zarya everyone is Hearthstoning back. And this is gonna be a... I don't think they can get any damage down on the core. They did put pop the laser. The laser was taken down by the minions though. Oh, the Twilight Dream on the Zarya and the Power Slide and the Mosh Pit certification again! But not enough damage it seems like. Oh, Vala will be taken down there. Malfear with the Ice Block will be able to survive the Zarya onslaught, but nope. Ragnaros, Molten Core on the mid lane.
Is going to force them into retreat. 98%, so 2%.
1-for-1 trade.
I mean, that seems pretty good for a game for the Rhythm.
Nice try though. I would have loved to see actually them just backing off. They saw the Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
Just back off.
Yeah.
You don't have any significant advantage there. There's no way you're gonna be fighting 5 versus 5 under their core. Completely, yeah, complete waste of time. Just, you know, back off. You have a huge lead, soak the lanes, but instead we did see a fight, a fantastic one that is. Again, Mosh into certification, wombo combo, absolutely fantastic. But
I mean, it wouldn't-
1-for-1, so.
It wouldn't be a game though if we didn't have like some core damage on, like.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
most of the game, you know. Like,
Oh,
the
for
series
sure.
has all been about putting some core damage on, not confirming that core kill, backing off, going back and forth. So why would this match be any different? Posturing around the boss.
I don't like it. I think focus on soaking the lanes, push them, you know, very passively. Try to slowly eat your way towards level 20, and then you can think about the boss. But now, I guess they are
think-
afraid of Dawn taking the boss?
Gaining of the Rhythm is doing the right thing. Posturing around boss makes DOF have this catch-22 situation where do we stop
Absolutely
the pressure
right.
at top or bottom, or
You're absolutely
do we try
right.
and contest this? So it's really smart play by Gaining the Rhythm,
Yep.
using that block from the catapults to dictate how and where DOF position.
Yeah, and if you look at the top lane, there's already 3 catapults already stacked together. There's a 4th one coming in the wave. And so, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right with this catch-22 here. And again,
And
now we're gonna have
temples.
temples. Yeah.
You know, if they get both of them, that's game.
Yeah.
So they have to test this, but they got Kaz in the paw.
4
They're in a
catapults!
Really rough spot.
Well, actually, they are a bit lucky the
Mosh
way
pit.
they... Oh, cancelled. And completely whiffed on the Mosh Pit, and this means a dead ETC. Tycho's taking a lot of damage here. Tassadar! Dimensional Shift will save him, and they are now on the retreat there on the side of Gaming in the Rhythm. Core, by the way, getting a little bit of damage.
Shield is down. You got 2 waves, top and bottom, coming in there.
Oh, they are going in again, Gaming in the Rhythm. They are 4, mind you, against 5 on the side of Donna Fedora, but they do have a Medivac, and a Medivac excelled in those situations where she can just have her time to heal up her teammates. Risky positioning here, or decision by
Rag-
Gaming in the Rhythm, and they were not punished.
Rag will have no problem clearing up those waves though. So that's the hero you want to back. Expulsion Zone, buying time and isolating Tyrael, I like it. Medic's in there. Medic's mana is pretty low though, so...
Well, it's
gonna have
good
to
enough for now, and if you look at
It
Gaming in
is.
the Rhythm, they are very, very unhealthy. All of them at least at 50% hit points, and again, it's a 4 versus
Are they
5
gonna-
situation. Yeah.
Rotate to boss now?
Nah, I don't
No,
think this
they're
is
gonna-
the right decision.
They're backing, no.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe the Siege Giants.
Nah,
Maybe the
I
Siege
think-
Giants.
I think
really-
now this is the point where you just stop, take a breathe, soak level 20. Like, what else do you have to do here? Boss is super
I'd like-
risky.
I'd like to see them pick up the mercenary camps at least.
Yeah, for sure. Put some pressure on the
mean-
map. Giant camp at the bottom, both of them. You can already see that the whole of Doff is at the
Ooh,
top
look
lane
at
through
that.
the minions.
Are they going for core?
Yes, they are.
What is
Yes, they are.
Oh,
Yes.
What is this? I like it.
Silver
Okay.
plebs. And there we go, Molten Core from the Ragnaros. The core is at 100% with full shields and immediate retreat from Gaming in the Rhythm. I don't think they can do this.
Gosh.
ETC doesn't have Mosh for another 3 seconds there. He does focus the Morales
Morales taking
down.
down.
Morales is taking a lot of damage down, but so is the core. Core at 50%. Morales is completely down, and so is Vala and Ragnaros. And this should be game here in favor of Gaming in the Rhythm.
Red team.
Nice try.
I think.
What an ending.
Why they did it? It was well.
Why they did
designed,
it?
but At the same time,
Donar Fedoras? Do you need more reasoning than that?
they were under pressure because both lanes. It's like, you know, they were on the ticking clock, so they had to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah, but I
It
think this was
should've
a.
been 20.
I think this was a bit of an extreme reaction. If it was actually you know, not a Donna Fedora kind of meme decision, it was kind of a overreaction for sure. Their core was at 90%. It's not like they were about to die through the Winions, but I mean, as it stands, it doesn't matter. They went for a decision. 34% on the core of Gaming in the Rhythm. Didn't manage to kill
Nice.
it. ETC with the mosh pit there and the power slide, or touring bus rather. And game number 2. GG.
I wonder if that was misjudging